Ladies and gents of the YouTube universe, my name is Daniel, in case you were curious about what my name is, and I am a YouTube Let's Play hopeful. Actually, I kind of want to do more than Let's Plays, but for the most part, I kind of want to start with Let's Plays, and the first one I want to do is Pokemon Fire Red. I figured, hey, you know what? I've been playing Pokemon since I was young. I know a lot about it. I know enough about it to be a viable Let's Player in this sense. So, hopefully, this will go well. I'm gonna lay a few things down right now. First off, I have no team in mind whatsoever going into this. To be truthful, I haven't really picked what starter I want to do yet. Because I haven't really thought about it up until I found out I could do this whole DS thing tonight, actually. This morning, rather. It's about 6:15 in the morning, and I was, just kind of playing around on, Google, trying to figure out how people record their gameplays, and I'm really not big on going from direct camera to right onto the screen. I think it makes for poor quality and what have you, but in my first kind of test deal I had, it didn't turn out so bad, so I'm kind of hoping that this one's a little bit better. You'll probably see me adjust the camera a few times because it does look kind of crooked for some reason. I'm not quite sure why that is, so I'm going to try and fix that, but anywho, I have no team in mind. You probably can't hear the game audio, although it is going. I don't know if anybody can possibly fix that, but anyway, as for right now, I'm going to kind of play this by ear. Again, I'm new to this whole Let's Play thing. Not new to YouTube. I used to have a channel called A Review For You, where I reviewed random video games and, random crap like that, but I had to, crumple it and throw it in the trash because it didn't get a very good following. At least not good enough for me, and it wasn't probably because it wasn't developing videos in a how do I put this, in a steady manner. It was kind of, I tried to do one every Friday and it didn't work out that way, because I had a co-host, and you know how that works out, trying to rely on other people for certain things, and I couldn't rely on him to be here, and he didn't always want to do it, and so at least this way, if it falls through, it's all my fault. So, anyway, we're starting with Pokemon Fire Red, as I mentioned before. It's a Gen 3 game, but it's a remake of a Gen 1 game. The first Pokemon game's made, so I figured I'd do a series of Pokemon game Let's Plays, starting with the original. And after this one, I plan on doing Soul Silver, and Pearl, or not Pearl, Sapphire, or Ruby. I haven't decided which one I want to do with those yet, and then probably Pearl. And then, hopefully, well, by then, Black 2 and White 2 should be out, so then after I do Pearl, I'll probably do White, because I don't have a black version anymore, nor do I have a leaf green version. And then, hopefully after that, I'll have both versions of Black 2 and White 2, and we'll do that. But that's looking a little far ahead. For right now, let's focus on this Fire Red playthrough. And I'm not, clever or witty with names, as a lot of people who play Pokemon Let's Plays are. I've noticed a lot of them attempt to be witty in their names and whatever. I'm just not like that. So I'm going to be stereotypical and go with Red. Just because Red's a badass. And I don't know. I always kind of liked Red as the hero. And he was the original. And you can't go wrong with that. Now, for all you Gary Oak haters and whatever out there, or the whole, his name's not blue, it's green, or his name's not green, it's blue, or, wrong button. His name's not green, it's blue, whatever the hell your issues are, it's time to get over it. We'll move on. It's all a matter of anime to manga to show to whatever you want to do, and for me, they've always been red and blue, and that's how they'll remain in this particular Let's Play. So there probably will be some graphical and some glare issues. This game mental fail. This camera has autofocus and auto adjusting for certain things, so there will probably be a few random bright whites and darknesses and what have you. So hopefully we'll be able to work through that to an extent. Right now it seems like it's going to be incredibly bright right there where the text is, so if anything important pops up down there, I will read it to you. But I'm actually watching my own playthrough on the feed to the recorder. So I'm seeing hopefully what you will be seeing when you watch this on YouTube. Hopefully, the YouTube uploading system doesn't, screw up the quality or whatever, so you'll be able to see it as well as I am. So I'll know exactly what you can and can't see, and hopefully that will, make things easier as far as helping you guys along with the story and whatever. If you guys haven't played Red, which I highly doubt, but if you guys haven't played Pokemon before, Fire Red in particular, hopefully this will help you get through it easier. The fact that I can see what's going on as well from your eyes. Yes, because everything on TV is true, apparently, because there's a guy who talks to a horse and is a creepy pedophile-like guy that, roams around. This is Professor Oak next door, by the way. Yeah, I do make some dirty jokes, and I do have some occasional, bad humor. This is a nice little reference to Stand By Me here. I do make some bad jokes. I try to keep my language clean as far as, not swearing too much, but there are just some things in Pokemon that tend to really irritate me. So if when any of those occur, then you will probably hear me, go on a tangent at some point. Let's see what's in the lab. Said Professor Oak wanted to see me, so let's go talk to Professor Oak. Let's see what you have to say. Okay, fair enough. He's the authority, huh? So he decides like what Pokemon live and die, or is that like, he's just very knowledgeable? You could just say he's like the smartest Pokemon researcher in the land. That would make things a lot easier. As opposed to saying he's like the authority. I really don't know. That terminology used, I might be stupid, but I rarely ever hear authority used in that sense, and to me that's just like the wrong word for that point. Anywho, didn't the other guy say that? I'm pretty sure he did. Hey, look, it's blue. Oh, you're a sweet guy, aren't you? Anywho, I do have a deep inner love for Blue. I think he's a great character as far as a good, not so much villain, but a good, rival type. So does it like turn Pokemon like little like megabytes and gigabytes and whatever? Do they like get morphed in like some sort of other weird dimension or whatever? No, really? I hadn't figured that one out yet. Speaking of which, though, here's one thing I want to change real quick. Just because it irritates the piss out of me. Text speed fast, and I don't know. I kind of like having cool frames, so let's find a cool frame that I like here. Let's see, what's a good frame? Good frame. I like the blue frame. Blue is my favorite color. So we'll go with a nice little blue frame there. But, and Fire Red, it was a pretty decent remake. I like it probably better than the original ones as far as, graphical quality and the fact that they improved on a lot of the original issues from the games. But, I don't know, you still can't beat the originals even though the batteries in mine died, and it's kind of sad. But, life goes on, especially when there's remakes, so... Where did he come from, by the way? I mean, I'm pretty sure I looked at most of the city and he wasn't there. So, like, is he, like, hiding in the water or something? Or, yeah, I don't know. No. Really? you were a serious Pokemon trainer as opposed to a joke of a Pokemon trainer. I don't know if there's any truth to this. I heard it in a couple of places, and it's probably pretty reliable from the places that I heard it, but apparently in the original Pokemon Red and Blue, there was a coded battle that you got to battle Professor Oak in, which he had a pretty decent team. And it was apparently a post-Elite Four type deal. I don't know, it's kind of a fun fact that some people don't know, I guess. So I thought it was kind of a thing I'd like to share with you in case you didn't know that. But let's see, as far as my starter for this one goes, let's see, Bulbasaur. I know I don't want to go with Charmander just because Charmander can make the game a pain and you gotta grind early to beat Brock. So I'd really rather not use Charmander for the sake of the Let's Play. Blastoise is always a pretty solid choice, but again, I'm not too sure. Bulbasaur is easy mode, so you know what? I think... Are there any other water types I might want later that I like better than Blastoise? I'm trying to think. Give me a second. Yeah, actually, I think I'm going to go with Bulbasaur. Well, I almost said Venusaur, but I guess technically I am actually going with Venusaur in the long run. I am not going to be using funny names for my Pokemon. I'm just going to use regular old, just simple nicknames. But I'm going to give a small nod to the Pokemon the first movie. And watch me epic fail on this name, because this is how I remember the name being, but correct me if I'm wrong, and it's not the name I thought it was. But I remember the characters Venusaur in Pokemon the first movie being Brootroot. So we're going to go with Brootroot. I get if it's not Brootroot that it's a hearing fail on my part. I haven't seen that movie in years. So I don't really have any time to research the answer to that question. So we're going to open with Brootroot and had the very first battle against Pokemon Trainer Blue. Now, my favorite game in this series was Pokemon Yellow, and I really wish they'd do a remake of Yellow, because Yellow was brilliant. But I was partially Yellow because it was a little bit more true to the manga and the show to an extent. But there is always that, nostalgia. I can have all three of the original starters, and Pikachu was pretty much a badass in that game. But, regardless, it's still pretty solid. I think Yellow probably isn't my favorite, but it definitely has that nostalgia factor that I love so much. And luckily, that battle, he didn't get any random crits like he always seems to get on me, so I didn't have to waste my early potion for that free level they give you. We'll see how far we get in this first episode. I would kind of like to at least catch my first Pokemon, but I can't promise that's going to happen. But now we take the first trek on Route 1. It's the first route of the game, but I really don't consider it to be a true route because there's no trainers on it, and for the most part it's just a pretty simple walk to Viridian City. We're on our way to Viridian City. Anyway, so there's that. But here is a Rattata who, in the long run, a lot of people get annoyed by how many Rattatas there are in the game, and this game has no shortness of Rattatas and Raticates, but you know, I always kind of had a fond spot for Rattata. I usually use him as a temp Pokemon, as a placeholder until I get better ones. But I'm not sure if I'm going to do that in this playthrough. Probably, but I'm not sure. Again, because I haven't actually picked my final team yet. I have a feeling of probably what I'm going to end up having. But as of right now, I'm not entirely sure. But right now, the game's pretty much just go here, do this, until you get your first Pokeballs, which won't be till much later. And Leech Seed, which will actually probably be in Brute Root's final move list, because Leech Seed is awesome. I may consider going with a, I guess what now will be considered a Sun team, but this game doesn't really, the Gen 3 doesn't really have the weather play a whole lot too much of an effect on too much. Like Solar Beam is still no charge, and I think fire moves are still boosted in the sun, and water moves are still had in the sun, but a lot of those solid, good sun abilities aren't in. Same thing with rain, and I believe sand and hail are in this one too. But I believe that they aren't as prominent or as important in this game. If I do end up going for a special weather team, it'll probably won't be until when we get into Gen 4. But for right now, we're going to stick to, and the classic, pushing A too much. I don't know what I was doing there. I guess I was just getting button happy. But anywho, I should do move out of my way. But I might do kind of a team that may be helped out by the sun to an extent, as far as, you know, have a strong fire type and a strong grass type, which obviously I already have. Bulbasaur was the very first starter I ever played. Back when I was in like first grade, kindergarten. I'm 23 now, by the way. And I'm pretty savvy with some of the big Pokemon names on YouTube, because I am a big YouTube watcher myself, and big Let's Play watcher, and I've seen quite a few Let's Plays and quite a few commentaries and yada yada yada, so on and so forth. So I tend to know some of the big names like Blame Truth and you know, Killer Nacho and Woody's Gamer Tag, and you know, because I don't just watch Pokemon videos, I watch Call of Duty videos as well. So you know, I know like XCal and all those guys know who they are. And on that note, since I'm going to temporarily touch base on the fact that I am a YouTuber, as well as now I guess a YouTube, you know, name, not a popular one. Hopefully I will be. I'm not going to get my hopes up too high, but being that as it may, I know it's kind of old news now, but I was very, very happy when Hutch came back. For those of you who know who Hutch is, he's a good guy, and just throwing that out there. I'm very, very glad Hutch is back. It made my day. Anywho, back to the game. I still remember to this day what my original team was. And right now I'm just trying to find things to talk about, because it's pretty dull for the first, 25, 30 minutes of the game. It's a lot of walking back and forth and doing this and doing that. So, yeah. So we'll kind of, again, play it by ear. Will I be catching every Pokemon that I don't have in my Pokedex? Maybe. I haven't really decided yet, as far as if I want to do that or not. I'm a collector, and I do need to, you know, then I just started my white game over and all my games over because I recently borrowed my brother's DS, which is how I'm playing this now. Hopefully it doesn't ask for it back in the middle of this Let's Play. That would really suck, but, move my DS. Hang on, let me recenter it here. Mom's awake. But yeah, I definitely... That's where I was going with that. So, yeah, lost my train of thought. Got distracted by outside world. Anywho, I am a collector. Oh, that's what I was gonna. I am a collector, but considering I started over all my games, I have to start collecting again. So I may use this as a collecting game. I may not. I may just do. Hey, this is a. A simple Let's Play, and let's just get through it. But I don't know. I kind of enjoy catching Pokemon. So. Now when it comes to legendaries from this version, I probably will skip most of those battles as far as like actually showing them because they can drag on because of the low catch rates. But again, we'll kind of play it by ear. And I am going to catch this Pidgey, but he won't last long in my party because... there's another normal flying tap that I personally like. I've always liked more. That I can catch up here in a short moment. And those of you who have played Pokemon before probably know who I'm talking about. I always thought he looked pretty hardcore, and he's a pretty strong normal flying type for single player. For the single player, I guess you could call it. As far as getting you through the game, and I don't know how he is or what he's ranked as far as Smogon goes. I'm not an online competitor person, so I don't really know who's in what tier anymore. I used to keep track of it, and sometimes I go back and look, but I think they've gotten kind of ridiculous with how they do the tiers now. Like they make some Pokemon Uber who shouldn't be Uber, and some Pokemon OU who shouldn't be OU, and who should be Uber, and it just makes no sense to me. So I kind of stay out of the whole Smogon tier thing. If I ever do go into competitive play, which I might, I haven't decided yet. I'm probably going to suck first off, but I'll put my Pidgey in the box there because, like I said, I'm going to go catch one I like better. But as far as where was I going with that? The Smogon tiers. If I ever do, I'll probably end up playing UU or NU, RU, lower tiers, because I just don't like the way OU and Ubers are set up. Not that I would probably play Ubers anyway, because just catching the right one with the right IVs and all that stuff, which is my other issue with online, is all that IV, EV, hogwash. And another thing you'll notice, if you haven't already noticed it, I'm very big on buying things in fives. Because I just like the number 5 and 0, and I don't like having, weird odd numbers of things. So often you'll probably see me stop at a Pokemon Mart and, fix the numbers of things. But, let's see. I think I'm going to go down here before I go talk to the old man and watch his little tutorial on how to catch Pokemon. I want to see if I can't find a Pokemon I'm looking for over here. There's one of them that's incredibly rare. If I run into it, I run into it. If I don't, I don't. But there's 2 in particular I'm looking for. That's not one of them, but I'll take it. And he's going to be leer happy on me, which is fine. I only need to hit him twice. That should catch him. Or not. Maybe it won't catch him. I'm mistaken, apparently. So I actually think I'm going to switch into Rattata here to lure him into the red, and then hopefully he won't kill my Rattata in a single hit. So I'm pretty sure Rattata might be faster. He's not faster. That's kind of surprising. Minky must be a lot faster than I thought he was. And of course, he faints him, which is not at all what I wanted. There we go. Mankey's not that important. He's a pretty strong fighting type, but as far as being a Pokemon I really want, not so much. I used to use Primeape quite a bit, but not so much anymore. They kind of they're just better fighting Pokemon, and I just, I've never been a really big fan of fighting type Pokemon in general. So at this point, if I don't run into those two Pokemon I was talking about, I'm probably just gonna skip straight to the battles where I find them, because I really, really, really don't want to waste too much of your time watching these videos. So after I catch this Mankey, of course I get another crit and kill it. Whenever you don't want a crit, you get one. Pokemon logic. I also love my Pokemon in 5s too, by the way, in case you were curious as to why I put Rattata up front. But I'm going to head back to the Pokemon Center here, and I'm probably just going to call this video quits for now until I actually find the one that I'm looking for, or the ones that I'm looking for. Which is fine, because this video is already about a half an hour long, and that's a little longer than I wanted to make it. Anywho, so we'll just go over to the Pokemon Center and heal up. And I appreciate you guys watching this, and I'll play it through a little bit more and hopefully get a chance to... damn it, wrong button. Well, I'm trying to play with the screen as opposed to the actual DS. It's kind of a pain, but anyway, as I was saying, hopefully when I find those Pokemon, I'll just go ahead and skip right to those battles. So I will see you next time I post a video, and that will likely start off with the battles for the Pokemon I'm actually looking for. Again, there's two in particular I'm looking for, and Mankey's not one of them. So if I catch him, great. If I don't, I don't. I'm over it. But I might catch him for collection's sake. But yeah, you guys have a great day, and we'll see what happens next time on Let's Play Pokemon Red. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all later.